Tuscany is known for its winding roads through the hilly countryside, beautiful towns, wineries and delicious food. We think this region should be on everyone's bucket list. That's why we will share all of our favorite places from Tuscany with you so you can have an amazing trip.
Hey guys! We're happy you are here. In today's video we will share 7 things you need to know about Tuscany, but before that we will share some more information about us.
We are Julia, Sven and Felix, and we love to go on adventures and to explore new places. After every trip, it's our goal to share the best ones with you to make your vacation planning easier.
Let's jump straight into the video with the basic facts. Let's get that straight out the way. So Tuscany is a region in central Italy and it is among the 5 biggest regions in the country. And it is the second most visited region in Italy, right after Veneto, where Venice is located.
I didn't know that.
You probably heard of the most famous cities in Tuscany, which are Pisa and the capital Florence, which is also one of the most visited cities in the whole world.
Also one of the most beautiful ones.
Yes.
We've been to Tuscany several times already, and last year was our biggest trip all across the region with our vintage camper van. But there are also other ways to get there.
The region has 2 main airports in Florence and Pisa, but you can also enter the region by all the other airports surrounding the area. So, for example, from Rome, from Milan, from Bologna or from Genova. There are several high-speed trains from pretty much any major Italian city going to Florence.
He just wants to point out that the trains are pretty nice. They operate frequently and they're not that expensive and dog friendly. You can also bring a dog. Felix tried that several times.
So for example, if you want to enter Tuscany from Germany with the train, you can take any night train going to Milan or a high-speed train to Milan, and then there is another high-speed train going to Florence. So it's very, very easy, and you can also choose the other option that we did, so you can just drive to Tuscany. There is a great road network crossing the whole region, so this is not a problem either. And I think this is probably also the most convenient one, because the most beautiful places of this region are in the countryside where no big rail stations are around, so it is the easiest way to have an own car.
And I think also the only way, if you really want to explore the Tuscan countryside. We will share the best places to visit in a second, but most of them can only be reached by car. So it might be best to get a rental or go in your own car. But be prepared for expensive toll fees because in Italy you have to pay for the public roads, for the highways, and it's not that cheap. Not as expensive as in France, but it adds up. Now let's get to the reason you're probably watching this video. What to do in Tuscany. There are so many things, and today we will share our favorites. The first few places to visit are located near the town Asciano. I probably didn't pronounce that.
I think that was correctly. I think that was okay.
Okay. I'm sure you've all seen these movies where people drive through the winding roads with the cypress trees along the Tuscan countryside. Yeah, that's actually only half true because not whole Tuscany looks like this. There are a few of these beautiful roads, but only a few, and the most popular ones are the following. The first one is actually a private road that you can't really enter. It's part of Agriturismo Baccoleno. So you can basically climb on a little hill, and from there you can overlook this beautiful street that belongs to a farmhouse. Some people even go on that private property to get the best shot, but better don't do it. Imagine it would be your house. That wouldn't be nice. But you can also get a very beautiful perspective from the farm. The next beautiful street with cypress trees is called Farmhouse Poggio Cuvili. You can basically park at the main road, and the entrance of the farmhouse is the most picturesque photo spot. Be prepared for many people because it's this typical Tuscan postcard, and throughout the day it's just very crowded. We went there early in the morning and got it all to ourselves. There is another beautiful road called Punto Panoramico Cypress.
Yeah.
This is just a public road that goes up a hill. It looks super nice. We highly recommend to drive it at least once. And from the far you can also have a very nice view over it.
Tuscany is also very popular for its natural hot springs. The most beautiful and also the most popular one is Terme di Saturnia. I'm sure you probably saw some pictures of it. There are so many people during the day, so make sure to get there in the morning if possible, and it's just very picturesque and so nice to take a dip in it. You probably will not want to leave again. But there is also another one, a more secret one, where there aren't so many people. It's called Bagni San Filippo, and it's even hotter, but be prepared for the smells because of the sulfur. It doesn't smell that nice, but it is very good for your health, especially for your skin.
You can bring your dog to both places. Of course, I wouldn't recommend to put your dog into the hot water, but it's just an open public space where everyone can go. There's no entrance fee, nothing. And at Terme di Saturnia, there's even a public shower. If you want to shower afterwards, you have to pay like 1 or 2 euros, and then you can use the facilities. One thing that was not so nice is that when we were at Terme di Saturnia, there were some red worms, some little worms in the water. I think they're responsible for the...
I don't know what it is. I thought that there were larvae from like flies or something.
I think they have some function. Someone wrote that on Instagram, that they're not dangerous or anything, but it's just not such a nice feeling when you are chilling in the water and there are some worms around you. Yeah, but we didn't have that in Bagni San Filippo, and that place was almost completely empty. It was super cool. So the smaller hot spring was more special, I think. Tuscany is also known for its beautiful towns like Florence or Pisa. There are some other smaller ones that we will share in a second as well, and you just cannot miss these. So Florence is just super picturesque. Definitely make sure to visit the Duomo, have an Aperol Spritz, go around maybe also early in the morning to experience the whole charm of the town when it's not that packed with tourists yet. Also try some of the Tuscan food, because in the cities you have the biggest variety of wines and flavors, etc.
Another very beautiful landmark of the city is the Ponte Vecchio, so the old bridge. It pretty much looks exactly the way it did like in the medieval times, which is just spectacular. You will not see any bridge like that pretty much anywhere in Europe, so very special. You should check it out.
And we can also recommend to visit one of the rooftop bars near the Duomo, where you will have an amazing view over the whole city. We actually stayed in one of the hotels from a very famous rooftop bar. We will put the name here, I don't remember it right now. The hotel was so bad. Don't stay there. It's dirty, it smells bad, and it's super expensive and noisy as well.
Yeah, but the view from the rooftop bar was pretty nice.
Pretty nice, and the view from the room as well, but it wasn't worth it. Another city that you should add to your list, which is kind of a tourist thing, is of course the Leaning Tower of Pisa. It's just so funny to watch the people posing with it. It really looks like it's falling over any moment. And it doesn't really make sense to stay there for a long time, in my opinion. It's just a nice stopover for the afternoon or maybe also early morning, because it also gets crowded, but it's quite funny to see all the other people there.
And it's iconic, you should visit it. If you're not that into bigger cities, we have 2 more recommendations of some smaller Tuscan towns which just look so beautiful, very picturesque. The first one is called Pitigliano, which is built up on a rock, overviewing the Tuscan countryside. It's just very beautiful. It is not crowded at all, very sleepy, some small narrow streets. You will definitely enjoy that if you want to have it a bit quieter. And another city or another town is called Montepulciano, which is also accidentally built on top of a rock or on top of a little hill overlooking the beautiful countryside of Tuscany. I think that's kind of like a theme going on over there. I don't know, it's very nice in Tuscany. You have so many beautiful towns with those views, and Montepulciano is also famous, but I think pretty much any town in Tuscany is famous for its wine, so we personally did a little wine tasting in this town, which was also very worth it.
Yeah, you definitely have to visit at least one winery when you are there and buy some local wine. They will also give you some cheese, some ham, and just their local specialities. Some other cities or towns like Siena and Lucca are also very popular. We didn't go there, but we got many recommendations for these as well, so maybe put them on your list. In my opinion, the most beautiful time to visit Tuscany is during spring because of all the flowers and the wisteria. We stayed at a farmhouse and they just had the most amazing garden. They had wisteria growing like everywhere. There were so many photo opportunities for us, but it's also just nice to watch. The resort we stayed at was called L'Olivo Resort, which is actually not located in Tuscany anymore, but very close. And we also have another recommendation for a town that's on the map, not in Tuscany, but if you are in Tuscany, you should definitely stop by. It's called Bagnoregio. It's also referred to as the dying town because it's built on a rock, and due to erosion, the rock is slowly falling apart, and that means the town will probably be gone in a few years. So if you want to see this beautiful gem, definitely make sure to go there soon because no one knows how long it will still be there.
Tuscany also has a very large coastline, so if you like to go to the beach, Tuscany offers a lot of beach towns. We personally haven't been there because we just spent all of our time in the countryside with those winding roads and those beautiful towns. But I heard it is worth a visit too.
Next up is where to stay during your Tuscany visit. Last year when we were there, we traveled in our van, and we can highly recommend doing this because there were not that many sleeping spots, but all of them were very nice and very private. So we usually had them all to ourselves. We always use the app called Park for Night. And if you want, you can just have a look into the description where we will share our most favorite ones. But if you decide to just go around in a rental, staying at Airbnbs or hotels would be best, and we will also put the names of the hotels we stayed at into the description.
When is the best time to visit Tuscany? Like Julia already said, our most favorite season is springtime, so probably around May or June or April, but be prepared, it can still be a bit chilly, especially in the countryside with those hills. Another great time to visit the region is late summer, for example September or October, but during that season the grass will not be as beautiful and green anymore.
Yeah, because it's dry from the summer.
If you want to do a city trip and only visit the cities, of course they are beautiful all year round, so you can just go there at any time of the year.
We are almost done with the video, but we will not forget the most important part, which is Tuscany dog friendly? And we can say yes, yes, and yes. Like most places in Italy, this region is very dog friendly. You will not have any issues finding a dog friendly hotel. Sometimes they charge a small fee for your dog to stay there, but usually it's free in Italy. And you can bring your dog to the wineries, to the restaurants, to
some supermarkets even.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, is very, very special for Europe.
It's just places like museums or churches that don't allow dogs, but this is common all around the world, so yeah. And Felix really loved Tuscany because the grass quality was amazing.
Yes, very rollable.
He had so much fun jumping around, and yeah, we can highly recommend to go there with your dog.
Alright, so that's it for this week's video and from our Tuscany tips. So if you visit the region, just make sure to have the best time. It is so beautiful. Do some wine tasting and enjoy the beautiful landscape. And we hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Also subscribe to the channel if you liked it.
So you won't miss any of our future uploads, and we hope to see you again next week.
Exactly.
Bye bye!
Ciao, ciao!